respiro profundo me llena de alegría, por cada latido, por cada paso.
Hey, fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. I don't know why my screen's like that. There we go. There we go. Oh, I like StreamYard's new feature. There we go. Anyways, that's not what I'm important right now. I'm playing with the settings. This isn't important right now. I have seen the movie Wicked, and it honestly shocked the living crap out of me. I expected to come in and generally dislike the film. I thought the film was going to be a piece of crap remake or retelling, wherever, of the play. Because that's what Wicked is. The movie is a retelling telling of a musical. Musical is essentially a retelling of the play. And I thought in my last video I mentioned made on this channel that I haven't seen the original cast per se, if that makes sense. But I did, and I like how, spoiler alert, I would like to preface this being a spoiler, like this entire review being a spoiler, how the people did Glinda and Alpha and not Elsa, Alphaba in Wicked, the musical, made a cameo in this film, and at the most perfect spot too. So Wicked. What's Wicked about? It's the origin story of how the Wicked Witch, Alphaba, turned into the Wicked Witch. Um, she wasn't like her mom, I guess, cheated on her dad, and then mom drank some green stuff or something that I guess made Elphaba green. And her father got treated her like crap. Um, she wasn't exactly treated life in her right in her life. Um, and because of that, because of her, she's green and the only one that's green. She was acting her differently throughout her life. For the most, there's some people say, "Ooh, and I like how she already has the answer set up to, because I guess it happens so much where people ask a certain amount of questions or get so shocked where Alphaba, sorry, I say Elphaba because I'm my head, I'm like I'm not Elsa and Wicked Witch the I'm so used to the Broadway musical where the actress of the Broadway musical, the original actress, is also one of the Frozen princesses in Frozen. So I kind of unintentionally try to combine the name in my head. You've seen that cell. Anyways, Al Alpha has this soft spot towards animals because essentially she was raised by a nanny who was a bear, which makes kind of sense why she has soft spot for animals. And her sister, her younger sister, was the favorite. So the father will always be way more kinder to the sister than he was to Alpha. And when it was time for the sister to go to college, the father wanted Alpha to watch over her, right? So she does, and because she didn't want because her Alpha was trying to watch over her sister because her father wanted to. It caused a wreckage where Alpha uses magic, which is essentially allowed Alphaba to get admitted to the school that her sister was in, which is how Alphaba and Galinda, who changes her name later in the movie to Glinda, met. Met and became roommates, and essentially became because of they were in the roommates, they essentially, even though their rough start, became friends. And Glinda, I have to say, this is not going to be a super in-depth review because I bet there's a lot of super in-depth reviews. Um, I'm not a huge fan. I even had the same thing with the musical. So this is not just pertaining to the film. This is also pertaining to the musical as well. I'm not a huge fan of them making um Glenda an idiot. Um, but I do feel like in the play, press I feel like the now Glinda versus the flashback Glinda, which is what for the most part the play in the movie takes part in, had more I don't know, it was less stupid than the movie person. I don't know. And less self absorbed. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of how self absorbed they made Glinda to be, especially if Glinda, especially if parts of the story of Wicked is supposed to correlate to with Wizard of Oz. It kind of seems weird. I don't know. I don't know. The movie was good. The acting was good. Um, I still favor the play because I get this person because their imagination. You get to imagine what Oz looks like. Whether you want to use the Wizard Boss as your version of Oz, or how if Oz looked a tad bit different to Wizard Boss version of Oz, or um the James Franco version of Oz, the Emerald City, as to say, if the Emerald City looks that version, or the Wicked, or the Wizard of Oz version, or even the Wiz version, or even even if the Emerald City looked different in your head. I like that of the play version that you get to have your imagination fill in the gaps a bit. So I do favor the play for partially that reason. And it's not really towards just to us, it's just more in general, what the world surrounding what's happening on the stage looks like in your head. You get to play with your imagination a little bit. If that makes sense. Um the CGI were great. Um I enjoy the CGI. I can see why they're splitting it into two parts. Because they what's the song that they end on again? They end on the Defying Gravity song essentially. It was just a song where Alphaba has enough of getting taken for granted. The wizard. This isn't really technically a spoiler if you've seen them play. Again, I already prefaced this, but spoilers if you haven't. If I didn't say so before, which I'm pretty much sure I did. It's essentially after the fact where the wizard is trying to use Alphaba, and after he tried to blackmail her, the wizard, along with the teacher that helped Alphaba learn some magic, um, pretty much turns their back on her. um Glenda and Alphabet has an argument where Glenda is essentially saying, "You can come back, just come back and apologize. This is what you wanted." And essentially, Glenda said, "I can't want this anymore. I don't want this anymore. I'm the wizard is a shady piece of shit. I got really fucked over, and now because him and this professor that looks is criminal's old bag, I can't want this anymore. I'm tired of letting. I'm tired of being kind while everyone keeps treating me like shit. I had enough." So that song is essentially the beginning of when Elsa Buff became the Wicked Witch of the West, and they essentially ended the movie with that song essentially, and I can respect that because I was worried they will go with the last Airbender route. And yes, I'm referencing the last Shipbender, the N. Night Shyamalan movie, where they they literally try to cram everything of season one of Avatar: The Last Airbender into 2.5 hours. About I forget how long the last Airbender movie has been. It's been a while since I've seen that film. I have no intention of seeing that film anymore. Um, and I was kind of like, like after the last Airbender movie would have greatly benefited if it were into parts, part one, part two. Then they didn't want if they wanted to do season two and season three, same formula, part one, part two, part one, part two, right? So I am as a person who have seen them play twice by this recording. I am happy that they're splitting it up into two parts, that they're not busy cramming everything in like 2.5 hours. They could have easily, if they wanted to, just fit everything in one film, right? Make it a 4 hours movie because James Cameron made like Avatar in like 3 hours, right? But Sound of Music, I believe the Sound of Music runtime is like 4 hours, 2 hours and 55 minutes, which is sort of that I thought it was. I honestly thought it was like way longer than 2 hours and 55 minutes because I remember having the VHS and the VHS I had to like watch like one VHS tape to watch part one and then putting the second part in for part two. So that's I guess why I thought um Sound of Music was longer. But still, my point is, they could have easily like just fit everything into one movie, essentially, like, crammed everything into one movie, but they didn't. Decided to take their time, and this, I believe, after Defying Gravity in the musical, that song would have been the part where intermission came in. So I do enjoy that aspect. That even though we have to wait a year's long intermission, they're taking their time. They're not rushing everything. The acting was good. The plot points were there. The movie didn't feel rushed, and the fact, like I said, they are releasing this like second part a year from today, like from now, makes me happy that you know what they're taking their time. They're putting their heart, sweat, and tears into this. They're not rushing themselves. That's a really good sign to me that the second part, I should say, could easily be really good. Because I'll tell you, when I first heard that this was going to be part one and part two, I genuinely thought that they were going to like say everything that the musical has said in about 2.5 to maybe three and a half hours. And then part two was going to be a completely different story. What happened post Wicked/Wizard of Oz? Because spoiler alert for those of you who have seen the musical, Alphaba essentially survives towards the end. The whole water thing was she being allergic to water was shit. She survives the end. As far as I'm aware, nobody knows that she's alive. So I thought they were going to tell like what happened to her after that part, after Dorothy did the water on her. And so I'm happy that they didn't do that route. I'm happy that they're staying faithful to the musical. If that makes sense. So with that, I have respect for them, and because of that, I am planning on seeing the sequel whenever that comes out next year. Because I know it's supposed to come out next year. I don't know if it's going to come out like again in November or in December, but I'm excited. I am generally excited. And yeah, Cynthia, whatever her name is, who played the Wicked Witch, um, I think like even though like she overreacted to how like that band edit of her, where someone edited the poster of Wicked to make it look more like the play, the classic play bill that everyone associates Wicked with. I do think did pretty good in as the role. She was a very good Wicked Witch of the West, and I appreciate that. So, with that said, do I recommend watching this film? Yes, I do. If you guys enjoyed the Wicked musical, you guys would enjoy the Wicked movie. Um, and I still think if you guys enjoy the whole world of Wizard Boss, I think you guys would enjoy this one too. Um, I'm not saying like I said, it's coming from a person who's seen the musical twice, who still, yes, sir, prefer the musical version over this. I still think this is worth watching. And as of this video, I am planning to see it again with my brother because he wants to watch it with me, and then my mom wants to watch it with me. So essentially, I would be seeing it 3 times after all said and everything said and done, potentially. So, with that said, what do you fellow mutants think about Wicked? Is it yay or nay? Let me know how you guys feel about Wicked in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving.